What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph. You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Low Spirit. Yes, indeed. Low Spirit fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bibbity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Trey X Cooper, and Trey X Cooper wanted to see me react to this song by Low Spirit entitled Running Up That Hill, and in parentheses, A Deal with God. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Low Spirit, okay? And the video has 607,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Low Spirit, Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God. Cool. All right. Let's do this!
All right, boy, let's do this!
It doesn't hurt me. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? You wanna hear about the deal that I'm making? Yeah, it's you and me, you and me, you and me. And if I only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, running up that hill, running up that building. Say if I only could. I don't wanna say if I only could. Don't wanna say it. You don't wanna hurt me. See how deep the bullet lies. Unaware I'm tearing you asunder. There is thunder in our heart. Is this too much heat for the ones we love? Tell me we both matter, don't we? It's you and
That
me
felt awkward.
who will be unhappy. And if
Felt kind of awkward.
in our heart, is this too much heat for the ones we love? Tell me we both matter, don't we?
Yeah, halftime for 2 measures, double time for 2 measures. Felt shoehorned. It felt rushed. It felt forced. Pick one or the other. You know, if we're talking about 4 measures, seriously, pick halftime, pick double time. I don't care. Either one of those will work. Personally, I like the halftime feel. Not gonna lie, when they kicked in that halftime, got a little extra heavy there. I liked it. I actually did like that. Wish they had just stayed on that halftime. I think it would have been more effective. I think it would have been a lot more natural sounding to transition out of a 4-measure halftime or double time. Either one will work, but 4 measures would be a lot easier to transition out of than just 2 and then 2. It just felt, like I said, it felt shoehorned. It felt like they were trying a little too hard there. Anyway, let's keep going here.
For the ones we love. Tell me we both matter, don't we? You, it's you and me who will be unhappy. And if I only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, running up that hill, running up that building.
Yeah, the chorus is good.
Feel how it feels. Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you wanna hear about the deal that I made with God? Cause if I only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places.
Dude, that feels a lot better. Switching like that. Okay, so this is exactly what I was talking about. They go into this halftime feel and they stay there. They don't switch after 2 measures. It feels so much more natural. It feels so much more relaxed. And as a result, it feels more real. It feels more genuine as opposed to forcing and forcing. You know, it just doesn't feel right, man. This feels good.
Me. Do you wanna hear about the deal that I made with God? Cause if I only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places.
Yeah, now we're into the groove.
Running up that hill, running up that building.
Now if you want to switch, switch.
If I only could.
Okay, yeah, see? Yeah, switching to the straight time there after 8 measures of halftime. Yes, way more natural, way better feeling, way better sounding, better delivered. Yes, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about. I was actually not gonna lie. I was actually they went to straight time out of the halftime, but I was secretly I was kind of hoping they would go into double time. Just to prove my point even more. It's not the fact they went from halftime to double time. That's not what threw me off. I hear that all the time with a lot of other bands. It was the length. That's what was bugging me. If they had done 8 of halftime and 8 of double time, no problem. No problem whatsoever. Anyway, let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Low Spirit with Running Up That Hill, and in parentheses, A Deal with God. This was a request from Trey X Cooper. Okay, I got a score, and the score makes perfect sense to me. I have absolutely no hesitation about giving this score. So let's get to it, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.6. Yep, 7.6. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.6. What does that mean? Well, a 7.6 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this is a really good song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B as in boy, B plus letter grade. Yeah, a B plus. So there you go, a 7.6, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B plus letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Haha, so glad you asked. Okay, there were a lot of really good things happening in this song. I love the guitar tone. The guitar tone was nice, thick, crunchy, loved it. Very full sounding, but I could also at the same time, I could hear the bass clear as day. I love the mix on this. The drums coming through, with those percussive attacks. I like that. Not dominating, but not being buried, not burying anybody in the process either. And over the top, in come the vocals with varying levels. Sometimes having that kind of distant vocal effect, I like that. It's a nice change up. Mixing that in with the lead vocal, which I have no problem with either. Same thing for the backing vocals. No, the mix on this was really well done. The tone on everything, the tonal and voicing selections for all the instrumentation sounded really nice. As far as songwriting goes, for the most part, I liked it. I liked about 98% of what I heard. My only point of contention was that one section that I pointed out where they went into a halftime feel for 2 measures, double time feel for 2 measures, and then they moved on. And I'm just sitting there going, what was the point? That was more of a distraction than it was a contribution. That didn't feel right. It felt forced. It felt disingenuous. It felt like they were trying to say, hey, look how technical we can be. Guys, there's a way to be technical and be impressive and still make what you're doing fit within the context of the song and be done well in a very tasteful manner. I'm sorry, but that was not it. And to prove my point, when we got to the end of the song, they did the exact same thing, but they did it the way that I was hoping they would have done it in the first place. Give it its due. Give it its time to shine. And they did 8 measures. They did 8 measures of halftime. And if they had gone from those 8 measures of halftime to 8 measures of double time, that would have proved my point beyond a shadow of a doubt. But instead they went to straight time. And listen, it still is a change up in feel. And I had no problem with what they did there. 8 measures of halftime, give it a chance to shine. Give it a chance to, give the listeners a chance to find that new feel, find that new groove, get into the new groove and enjoy it before you switch gears and change feel again. And even then, when they did, they stayed there for another 8 measures and gave again the listeners a chance to find the new feel, find the new groove, and get into the new groove and enjoy the new groove. There's a big difference between the two. Big difference. And it was clearly demonstrated there. Coming out of the guitar solo, I wasn't sure about this at first. Coming out of the guitar solo, they brought it down. I mean, and they didn't just bring it down. They emptied all of the voicings out except for lead vocals and piano. That was a severe drop. It was where we were having the big bombastic full sound underneath the lead guitar and everything was big and full sounding, and then they literally sucked it out of the room. Not gonna lie, the first 4 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds, I wasn't sure. I was like, listen, I'm all in favor of drasticness, but that might be a little too drastic. But then I was like, no, now wait a minute, hold on. They're going for maximum effect. And if there was no piano, if it was just vocals Or, okay, this is where things get interesting. If it had been just vocal, no instrumentation, and it had just been an a cappella vocal line there, that would have been a huge turn on. If it had been no vocals and piano by itself, just playing those chords, that would have worked. I think that would have worked. I think it would have been full sounding enough that would have covered all the bases. Having the two together, yeah, it was fine. It was fine when I thought about it. I was like, nah, actually, you know what? It makes sense. And like I said, if it had been a cappella vocals, no. No. As far as the songwriting goes, the chordal progression, it was good. It was solid. Nothing all that impressive, if I'm being honest, but it felt good and it sounded good. Honestly, I think the songwriting was probably the weakest part of the entire song. I think the delivery on the songwriting was far better done than the songwriting itself. I think how they played the song really sold it for me more than the songwriting itself did. But overall, I mean, I have no complaints other than that one section that just felt weird. But other than that, everything else about the song felt really nice. I dug the tune. So yeah, I got no problem with that. 7.6, yeah, I feel good about that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.6, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.